Hello, Renegademike here in Cabo San Lucas. I'm going to show you guys how I make my wind-on top shots. I do them a little different than most people. Basically, I got 200-pound Spectra here, hollow, about 3 arm lengths. I make them a little longer because I use them over and over again, the same hollow. Right now I'm going to make the loop on the wind-on. About that length. I'm threading the needle into the Spectra. I want to go about halfway and then go in and out, a little locking mechanism. So about halfway in, I pull it out. So now I want to form my loop. Depending on what you're going to run the wind-on through, spool of line or whatever, you want to have it somewhat large. This is about the size of loop that I like, so it'll go over the spool. Okay, now I'm going to go back into the other one. Okay, so I have the beginning of my wind-on here. I got the loop. The Spectra is threaded into the Spectra until about right here, and I give it a little mark. I have my pen. And now I'm going to run my mono up to this mark on the other side, from the other side. Okay, I've got my needle ready here. It's already spliced into the 80-pound. This is a hollow needle. I'm going to run this 80-pound into the 200-pound hollow core. I like to do it up and down like this. If you tend to do it this way, the needle starts to come out of the hollow Spectra. See, I'm almost at the mark here. When I get to the mark, pull the needle out. There's going to be a little excess of mono. You just kind of slide it back so it'll be right at the mark. Now you want to cinch this down and work out all the slack on the hollow. Okay, here's the part that I do a little different than a lot of other people. Instead of doing half hitches with like a floss, I use a fly tying bobber. This is basically it's a rod wrapping thread, but I'm sure any kind of heavy duty thread will work. Obviously, I've done a lot of these and it takes a little practice to get the thread lined up perfectly, but you get the idea. The trick is you want to get this real smooth so it goes right through the guides. Okay, I get to the end of the spectra here and I want to go about a half inch, 3/4 of an inch past it, because mono will stretch and you don't want it to stretch too much and break the yarn. Okay, so I go one way, now I'm going to go back the other way and I'll show you how I lock it down. Okay, here, basically it's just a simple lockdown mechanism here, using the yarn to go right through it again. Send it through this little loop here. Oops. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this through. So it basically locked into itself. See that? Normally you got to cut it off, but that one just broke. Now to finish it off, you want to, so that this yarn doesn't, thread doesn't shred going through the guides, you don't want to use crazy glue. Supposedly crazy glue has a chemical in there that'll weaken the line. You want to use a Zap. Jerry Brown makes a 2-part glue. There's all kinds of glues for this application. Basically, you just want to wet it. There you go. There's the serve end. You see how fast that was? It's a little quicker than doing the half hitches, and you can do them standing up, sitting down in rough seas. I've done these out in wide open 30-knot winds before. Okay, spot it off.